Welcome everyone to the Township Council meeting Monday, October 24, 2022. This meeting is now called to order. Councilwoman Sieber, can you please lead us in the flag salute?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Be seated. Mrs. Kraus, at this time, can you read the statement of public notice?
Take notice that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with NJSA 10:4-8 and NJSA 10:4-10 as follows. Notice of the meeting was prominently posted on the bulletin board at the municipal building located at 225 Main Street, Little Falls, New Jersey on March 11, 2022. A copy of the notice was mailed to the North Jersey Herald and News and the Record on the same date. Additionally, a copy of the notice was filed in the office of the Township Clerk on said date. A link and a telephone number to join the meeting virtually can be accessed on the Township website at www.lfnj.com. Electronic provisions have been established for the public to participate during the public comment portion of the meeting.
Thank you, Mrs. Kraus. At this time, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Present.
Councilmember Kawadi,
Present.
Councilmember Sieber,
Present.
Councilmember Vanchery,
Present.
Council President Scoba.
Present. If there's no objections to the councils, I'd like to take the minutes of the 19th and the October 3rd meeting in one motion. Have a motion to approve both those minutes.
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Sieber,
Second.
second by Councilmember Kawadi. All those in favor, please, I'm sorry, Mrs. Kraus, call the roll.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Yes.
Councilmember Kawadi,
Yes.
Councilmember Sieber,
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery,
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Mayor Damiano, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Council President. First and foremost, the township is beginning its road resurfacing program this year, and two of the projects that the township has undertaken this year before the actual roadways is the Morris Canal path between Stewart and Lower Notch has been repaved by the municipality this year. It is a heavily and highly walked portion of the Morris Canal path here in Little Falls. It was in need of repaving pretty desperately. And it was a section that a number of residents had requested be repaved. After review by the engineers and the DPW, it was determined that it was in serious need. So we were happy to complete that portion of the Morris Canal pathway. It was a section that was done a little bit slower than roadways because the larger machines were not used in order to complete it. But that section of the pathway was completed, as well as after much searching, the section of the Morningside up to School 2 pathway, which is technically owned by the municipality. We also completed the repaving of that pathway. It was becoming a little bit dangerous and a little bit broken up. And the municipality paved that pathway between School 2 and Morningside Circle so that all of the young children and the parents who walk their kids to school utilizing that every single day have a safer and a much better path to walk on every single day. I'm so happy to get those projects done so far, and a number of other roadways will be repaved this year. As far as Main Street, unfortunately, due to the weather and due to the contractor who is completing some curbs along Main Street, we had to push back the paving by 1 week, but it is going to be paved beginning next week. So Main Street between Union Boulevard, Union Ave, down to Route 23 and a little bit past Route 23 will be repaved beginning next week. It did have, like I said, did have to be pushed back by 1 week in order to allow some of the curbs to be replaced. The one thing that we didn't want to see happen was this roadway to be completely repaved and a week later, curbs be dug up and the roadway be destroyed a week after it was completely repaved. So we believed it better to push back the repaving by 1 week to make sure that it's done right the first time, rather than to have it torn up and dug up a week after it was completed. So that repaving will begin next week. There will be detours up. We will do our best in working with the contractors when the milling and paving is happening to allow residents in and out of their streets. Please be patient, but please also be conscientious that next week at night, the road work will be underway. Please try to minimize how much you are in and out of your houses during that period of time. Again, if the need absolutely arises to leave or return to your home during that period of time, we will do our best to get you in and out. That is all that I have, Council President, unless there are any questions or comments from the council that I can address.
Council, any questions?
Just Mayor, you had shared that the road work was going to start tonight on social media. Will you be also putting something out about the rescheduling of it?
I will be. There was some last minute changes. I will be updating the social media post as well to advise all of the residents that the road work will be pushed back until next week.
Thank you.
Any other questions? See no other questions. Thank you, Mayor Damiano, for that report. Councilman Quaddi, why don't you lead us off with council member reports?
Yes, thank you, Council President. Yesterday, I want to thank, as a Boy Scout father, the entire council and the mayor for attending the Boy Scout pancake breakfast that was held at the Civic Center from 8 to noon yesterday morning. It was a huge success for the Boy Scouts, and I know that how much they appreciate the support of my colleagues here. And lastly, want to announce that it looks like we are finally going to make happen something that I have wanted to see happen since I became a councilman, which is the Trucks and Treats event we have planned so many times at Wilmore Road Park. But sometimes the rain and sometimes pandemics have other plans for us. And so we haven't been able to execute it properly, but with a lot of hard work from Councilwoman Hablitz and Tyler Passero, it looks like Trucks or Treats is going to happen. We have 3 food trucks scheduled, one of which is our own taco fair. And they will be there from 5:30 to 8:30 in Wilmore Road Park. We're also inviting anybody we're doing this there because it is a highly trafficked area of town during Halloween. Lots of people from around town come into that section of town. The residents in that section of town very much get into decorating their homes and welcoming trick-or-treaters. And so we just wanted to do something that made it a little extra special and have the food trucks available, because I know from my years of trick-or-treating with my son that kids get hungry right away and you don't want them to just fill up on candy. So now there's something else for them to eat. But we're also inviting the rest of the residents, anybody who would like to set up a table in the park because maybe they live on a street that doesn't get of the volume of kids that come into that area. You are welcome to come, bring a table, bring your own candy, decorate the table. We are asking that anybody who is planning on doing that send an email to Tyler Passero at tpassero@lfnj.com and just let us know that you're coming, but it's not a requirement. If you decide at the last minute on Monday to come, please show up, set up a table and give out some candy.
Thank you, Councilman Quaddi. Councilmember Hablitz?
Thank you, Council President. So I just have some updates for the library. First, I'd like to thank Postabilities and Chef Lisa from the Little Falls Farmers Market for her pasta making class last week. It was very successful, and the library is hoping to do another one in the future. Some other upcoming events, they will have a Halloween story time on Saturday, October 29th at 11 a.m. It will be a story time, crafts, candy, and a costume contest. Registration is required for the kids for the costume contest. Also, this Wednesday, Rose Pharmacy will be at the library from 10:30 to 2 p.m., providing flu shots and COVID boosters. We also have another event, which is that night as well, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, a celebration and trivia, which is at 6:30 p.m. And lastly, this Thursday, we do have the Passaic County Clerk's Office will provide full passport services, notary oaths, and veterans IDs. That will be this Thursday night from 5 to 7 p.m. The Friends of the Library this past weekend had a successful book sale and clothing drive, which helps to fundraise for the library. They're also selling for this holiday season. They are selling Little Falls Christmas ornaments. They're in the shape of the state of New Jersey and say Little Falls in various colors. They're really cute. So stop by the library. There's a tree there that has them hanging, and purchase your Little Falls ornament. That's all I have.
Thank you, Councilmember Hablitz. Councilmember Seaver?
Thank you, Council President. So a lot has been happening at the Little Falls Farmers Market over the past couple of weeks. We've had our 3 weeks of Halloween fun, what we call our Farmoween. So on October 16th, we had our doggy costume contest, which is quite adorable if anybody hasn't attended before. And we did have a special guest, as well as special guest who was judging. We had Produce Pete from Channel 4 News. So it was a delight to have him there, and thank him very much for spending the day with us. And then, excuse me, last week on October 23rd, we had our pumpkin patch and our pumpkin painting. So we provided all the children in town with a free small pumpkin and the supplies to paint their own pumpkin and take it home. And then this coming week, which I can't believe is actually our very last farmer's market for the season. So almost 6 months in, I think it's actually 24 weeks that our market runs, or 24 weeks that our market runs. So this week we will actually be having our vendor trick or treat, where we do invite all children to come to the market and trick or treat at all our vendor stations. We will also be having a costume contest. So it should be a lot of fun and hope to see all our residents there. That's all I have for today.
Thank you, Councilmember Seaver. Councilman Vanchery.
Thanks, Council President. First, I just want to thank the Clifton Health Department. Earlier today from 3 to 6 p.m. upstairs on the second floor conference room, they held their annual seasonal flu vaccination clinic. So I had a chance to stop by and get my flu shot as well. So thank you to the Clifton Health Department for pulling this together. Also want to say congratulations. Yesterday, the mayor and council, we had a chance to attend the ribbon cutting for Mo and Jay's pastry shop. They opened up their classroom next door where they're going to hold different classes to teach people baking, decorating, and so congratulations to them. I don't think any of us will be available for decorating in the future the way we made those cupcakes, but we did have a good time and just want to congratulate them as well. Lastly, too, I just want to say thank you to the Little Falls Rec Department, as well as members from Sake Valley High School. A couple weeks ago, Little Falls Cross Country had a chance to host their first ever meet at Sake Valley High School, and just the work that went in behind the scenes from John Pace and Tyler Pissarro on our end to Eric Getz over at PV, as well as Joe Benvenuti, made it a successful event. And, there were a lot of kudos that were sent by the cross-country coaches from Little Falls as well. They were grateful for the support. So thank you for everyone that did that to make sure a program like this is now in Little Falls. That's it for me.
Thank you, Councilmember Jerry. This past Friday, the senior advisory had their Harvest Moon Dance, which was well attended by the seniors. The mayor and the council were there serving the food. Many thanks to the DPW who helped set up the tables, to the committee, Nadine, Marie, Janet, and Helen did a wonderful job. And also a big shout out to the Girl Scouts. I was so impressed by what the Girl Scouts, how attentive they were. I thought maybe just 4 or 5 were going to show up. Unbeknown to me, I think there was over 25 or 30 of those Girl Scouts working the room and making sure the seniors' needs were being met. And it was quite nice to have them there. So many thanks to the Girl Scouts. And also, we attended the Holy Angels Firemen's Mass this past Sunday, which was always quite moving. That's a great tribute to the firemen of Totowa, Woodland Park, and Little Falls who attended that mass. The council and the mayor were there in presence. Moving on, Counselor, do you have anything to say this evening?
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Have a motion to open the meeting to the public for agenda items only. Moved by Councilman Vanchery, second by Councilmember Hablitz. All those in favor do so by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed do so by saying nay. Mrs. Kraus, please read the statement.
Anyone wishing to address the Township Council may do so through the Council President. It is preferred if you give your name and address for the record. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes. However, if appropriate, you may be granted additional time in the sole discretion of the Council President. Members of the public who have joined the meeting virtually and desire to provide comment shall raise their virtual hand in the Zoom application. The meeting moderator will cue the members of the public that wish to provide comment, and the Council President will recognize them in order. Members of the public who have joined the meeting by calling in must press *6 to mute and unmute themselves and *9 to raise their hand. Members of the public who have joined the meeting via the Zoom application must click the reactions icon and then the raise hand icon. Once the process is complete, we will return to the regular order of business.
Thank you. The floor is now open. Mr. Kusha, is there anyone that would like to speak in our chat?
No, there is not, Council President.
Seeing no one that would want to speak from our chat or in the presence of the council, we'll now close. Can I have a motion to close the public comment?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Quaddi, second by Councilmember Vanchery. All those in favor of closing for public comment, do so by saying aye.
Aye.
All those
Aye.
opposed, nay. Motion carries. We'll move on to the consent agenda. Have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Moved by Councilmember Vanchery, second by Councilmember Seaver. Does anybody have any questions regarding the consent agenda? Mrs. Kraus, please call the roll for the consent agenda.
Councilmember Hablitz,
Yes.
Councilmember Kawadi,
Yes.
Councilmember Seaver,
Yes.
Councilmember Vanchery,
Yes.
Council President Scoba.
Yes. Have a motion to open the meeting to the to the public for general matters? Moved by Councilmember Vanchery,
Second.
second by Councilmember Kwadi. All those in favor of opening the meetings for general matters, please do so by saying aye.
Aye.
If you oppose, do so by saying nay. Motion carries. Mrs. Kraus?
Anyone wishing to address the Township Council may do so through the Council President. It is preferred if you give your name and address for the record. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes. However, if appropriate, you may be granted additional time in the sole discretion of the Council President. Members of the public who have joined the meeting virtually and desire to provide comment shall raise their virtual hand in the Zoom application. The meeting moderator will cue the members of the public that wish to provide comment, and the Council President will recognize them in order. Members of the public who have joined the meeting by calling in must press *6 to mute and unmute themselves and *9 to raise their hand. Members of the public who have joined the meeting via the Zoom application must click the reactions icon and then the raise hand icon. Once the process is complete, we will return to the regular order of business.
Thank you. The floor is now open. Mr. Kusia, is there anyone that'd like to
No
speak?
one wishes to speak.
Seeing no one that wishes to speak from our chat or in the council presence here, have a motion to close the public comment?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Kwadi, second by Councilmember Hablitz. All those in favor of closing their public comment signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed that motion, please do so by saying nay. The motion carries. At this time, can I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Seaver,
Second.
second by Councilmember Kwadi. All those in favor of closing this meeting, please do so by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please do so by saying nay. Motion carries. This meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.